Hello students and welcome to your English lesson. In this video, we shall be studying chapter 3.6 Writing Skills, the Art of Comparing. Now before starting with the explanation of what is comparing and how it is done, let us look at the marking scheme of this particular writing skill. This writing skill consists of 4 marks, out of which your connecting events, like how well you connect the events of your comparing, has 2 marks. Then how impressive your introduction is carries 1 mark, and your entire comparing summed up carries 1 mark, or how you sum up or how you end your comparing carries 1 mark. Okay, so in this way your marks shall be distributed. Now let us first understand what is comparing. Comparing is nothing but hosting an event, especially by introducing speakers and performers and the events at a party or any given program. I'm sure you must have all come across comparing at some point in your life, either in school or in family or friends functions. Okay, we have this one particular person who introduces the entire program or the events in the program, the people who have hosted this particular event, what is going to be there throughout this event, all those things. A particular person is given in charge to take the entire or to lead the entire program from start to end. That is nothing but comparing. Now there can be a wide range of events, right from highly formal ones. So you have the comparing for formal events like seminars or conferences, or you also have comparing for informal events like annual gathering, freshers party, or weddings. Okay, so any kind of function requires comparing to be done so that the guests are well aware, they are made well aware of what they are going to experience throughout those few hours that they are going to spend at that particular event. Now, who does this comparing? The person who compares a show, introduces the program and the participants is called the Master of Ceremonies. What is he known as? Master of Ceremonies, abbreviated as MC or MC, or the compare or anchor or announcer and microphone controller. So you can call that particular person any of any of these names, because he is the one who is in charge of the entire ceremony, of leading the entire ceremony from start to end. He is a mediator, he's an announcer and coordinator of the event. The master of ceremonies is an apt description of the anchor, as he or she is the formal host and the felicitator of the event. So he is the one who is completely going to be in charge of how the entire event is going to be conducted. So what are the other words for comparing? Is like I told, it's hosting or presenting or anchoring or emceeing. And the similar words for compare is MC or master of ceremonies. That is MC, the abbreviation. Or you can say host. You can call him host or an entertainer or ringmaster or moderator or toastmaster or marshal or mistress of the ceremonies, presenter. Any of these names you can give to the person who is going to compare in the program. Now, what is the role of this master of ceremonies? Why is he considered to be so important in the entire process of comparing? So let us look at his or her role that he or she has to play while comparing. Now, the role of an MC is to warm of the crowd and give them an idea about the program ahead. First thing, when people are invited for any kind of program, whether they may be formal program or informal program, when they are invited over there and when they reach the place, they will be seated and they will all wonder as to what is going to happen next. So the work or the role of the MC there, okay, the person is going to host, his role over there is going to be to make the people comfortable and give them an idea of what program awaits for them ahead. He or she is there to glorify the performance of all the performers. So whatever performances are going to take place, he has to praise, he has to glorify them, he has to talk good things about the performers, because definitely only best things will be performed there on the stage in front of the audience. So he has to talk all good things about the performers with his or her appropriate positive comments and appreciation, so that the audience also begins to enjoy every performance, every performance from his point of view, or they would also start noticing the performance from their point of view with the help of the praise that comes from the host. Okay, so he has to give out positive comments, he has to appreciate the performers, and hence it is his unsaid job to ensure enthusiasm among the viewers with active response in the form of an applause. So we always have this person, the person who is hosting, saying, come on, give a round of applause for this wonderful performance, what a beautiful performance by this small kids. All of these words that he uses is nothing but enthusiasm among the viewers, so that he gets active response, and the performers also get encouraged by this kind of response. He has to make sure that there are smooth transitions between different segments of the program. So if the program is moving from introductory part to the main events, okay, or from the main events to the ending part of the program, then he has to see that the program moves in a very smooth manner. Okay, there should not be a glitch, or there should not be a sudden gap, or everybody is wondering as to what is happening or what is going to happen next. That should not happen, and that is the job of the MC. He has to also master the skill of stringing, viewing the whole event in one artistic thread. So he is the one, or she is the one, who is going to put down all the events first together, and then he will start linking each of them one after the other, so that the audience is going to enjoy all that they see on the stage. At the same time, should there be any hiccups, okay, if there are any problems, or if there are any difficulties, okay, with the performance or the performers, then the MC still has to ensure the smooth movement of the program. So that, behind the stage, if there is any problem, okay, still it is a job of the MC to not make it very obvious to the audience. Okay, so in front over there, while he's standing on the stage, he has to make sure that everything looks quite smooth. So ultimately, his or her presence on the stage should exhibit spontaneity, originality, and genuineness. Suppose, like, there's a particular dance performance, and the performers are getting taking time to get ready, okay, or they're still not ready, and the audience is waiting for the performance. Then he has to spontaneously come up with something which is original and which is genuine, and which can also entertain the audience. Okay, and at the same time, it gives time for the performers to perform, to get ready and come quickly on the stage. Now, the words of the speaker should choreograph his or her body language to carry him or her through the program with grace, with ease, with elegance, and confidence. So, whenever you see a person who is hosting the program, who is the MC of the program, who is the main person who is presenting the entire program, his body language is quite calm, quite composed. He's not angry, or he's not nervous, he's not afraid, he's not shivering. So because why he is not doing so? Because he's very confident about what he is going to do next. Okay, and that is what speaks more about the person who is hosting. So let us look at the essential qualities for comparing. Like, if you are comparing, then what are the qualities that you require? First and foremost is you need an in-depth knowledge of what program you're comparing, okay, of the entire program. Secondly, you should be very, very confident. Third, you should have a good sense of humor, okay, because if in case it need be of you to say something or crack a joke in order to entertain the audience, then you should have a good sense of humor, so that you can use some words and sentences here and there which the audience might like. Then appropriate body language, you should not be nervous, you should be able to carry yourself properly, you should not be moving from here to there all the time, or you should not be fidgeting with something in your hand. All those things give a very wrong signal. So you should have appropriate body language, and then you should have a good presence of mind. Okay, suddenly if something happens, then quickly you should be able to cover it up with something which is quite spontaneous. So for that, you require presence of mind. So these are the five essential qualities for comparing. Now, as we have seen what the role of an MC is, here are some insights. So when you are going for comparing, or when you are compare, then these are the few things that you need to know. First and the most important thing is practice, practice, practice. You have to practice a lot, and best in front of the mirror, so you are able to see yourself and identify if you are doing justice to the uh, host, or justice to the comparing that you are doing. Then be well prepared and word perfect to innovate or add spontaneous expressions confidently on the stage. So, if in case you have practiced for a certain thing and all of a sudden it's a program, so anytime anything can happen over there, it can take place. So, you should be well prepared and good with your words so that you can act or say something or add something spontaneously on the stage. Then you need to develop a script. Okay, first take whatever the events are, then make a script. Okay, make a flow of all the events that is going to take place, make a script of what you're going to say throughout your comparing, and then dress up appropriately for the event. If it is a party, then you dress up in a particular manner. If it is a seminar, you have to dress up in a particular manner. If it's traditional function, then you have to dress up in a particular manner. So you have to dress appropriately based on the event that you're going to compare. Then remember that you are not the star of the show. Okay, you are not the one who is going to who wants the attention of the people, or whom the people have come there to see, but you are just there. So you have to introduce yourself, of course, and then you have to make sure that the entire attention goes on the program. Breathe steadily and deeply as you're comparing. Then address the audience with a smile. Okay, you don't want to have a frowning face over there and you look angrily over the at the audience so that they feel uneasy. So you always have a nice smile on your face. Suitable expression. So if it is an expression of laughter, then you have a suitable expression. If it's an expression which demands for you to show surprise, then you have to show that kind of expression. So needful expressions need to be shown. Then you need to have good voice modulation. You don't want to have the same tone so that the audience will should not get bored. So you need to have voice modulation. And the most important thing is to maintain eye contact. Like the audience is sitting there, they're looking at you, but you are looking like somewhere else, and avoiding looking at them. That is not going to show a very good picture of you and your work. And so it is very important that you maintain eye contact, you look at the audience, and you deliver your comparing entire process. Then bring pace to your delivery. Okay, whatever you speak, it should not either be very slow, nor should be it be very fast. Okay, it should have a particular pace. Okay, so that the audience understands what you're speaking. Then control the timing of the proceedings. Okay, if the particular program is taking some time, if a particular event is taking some time, so it is in your hand that you make sure that it happens quickly in the given time, so that it does not take much time of the audience. Okay, and then apologize should there be a major flaw, mistake, or mishap. So if in case there is some problem, or suddenly the light goes and then they require to switch to the generator or something like that, or any major problem if it takes place, then you can of course apologize to the audience for the delay and make sure that they are entertained in the meantime. Okay, so these are the few things that you need to remember. Now, what are the prerequisites of comparing? Like before comparing, what you should be doing, or what you should, the skills that you should have. First, comparing requires language fluency, like I said. Okay, if you know what words you want to speak, or if you know what you want to speak, if you are very good at your language, then definitely you will be able to speak the correct words at the correct time. You should have clarity of thoughts, and you should very be confident. You should be very confident. A basic understanding of the nature and tone of the event is a must. What kind of event is it? Okay, who is going to be a part of this event? Who is hosting the event? What are the programs in the event? So all those things you should know very well before hosting the event. A simple but dignified style with words that come from heart. Okay, nothing that is very superficial, but something which you are doing it with your own heart, with your as a passion. Okay, so that is very much required. And ability to deal or work with the technicians. Okay, because you need to talk and you need to have the programs flowing, so you need to have a very good rapport with the technicians, the event organizers, the guest speakers, and all these things is in your hand. You are the in charge person there, so it is a part of his duty or profession. So you should be able to have all of them an idea of all of them, what they are going to do, what they will be doing, and to deal with them while the program continues. Now, in every program, you also have something called as fillers. Now, what is fillers? There are two events. Okay, there are two events, and between those events, like what happens, first event gets over, but the second event, before it comes up, they need to set up the stage. Okay, maybe it is a drama, so they need to set up the stage. Now, while they're setting up the stage, what is the audience supposed to do? Are they supposed to just look, sit down and look at the curtains? No, they are not supposed to do that. So, in that meantime, you have some kind of entertainment for the audience, so those are known as fillers. Okay, so while anchoring, the most crucial thing is to keep the audience engaged. You have to continuously keep entertaining the audience, and fillers are nothing but small performances or enactments to keep the audience entertained and attentive. The role of a filler can also be that of providing comic relief between two performances. Okay, so sometimes maybe there are two dramas, okay, very two serious type of dramas, and the audience is quite maybe they are bored, or they are not able to understand, or the mood is very serious among the audience, so you want to make it a little light for them. And so in order to make it light for them, you want to make them laugh, so you have a filler which is a little funny. Okay, and then the audience is then also entertained and refreshed, so that they can watch the next performance with the same interest. So then you use a kind of filler which can be comic and which can entertain the audience. They are usually required when the schedule of program is delayed or disturbed for some reason. So like I told you, if there is some delay, or there is some disturbance in the program for some given reason, then you should not make the audience wait for the next performance. Instead, you should have be ready with filler, one or two fillers, so that you can use them at the last moment in order to entertain the audience or to keep them busy. So you can choose from multiple types of fillers, such as you can have mimicry items, you can have some riddles for the audience, you can have some anecdotes or fun facts or jokes or recitation or a small performance to suit the event. So whatever the event is, depending on that, you can choose an appropriate filler to entertain the audience. Now the compare should keep the fillers ready beforehand in the same way that he she keeps the script ready. Now this fillers is something that you should have ready well in advance, just like before you come for the program, you should always be ready with these fillers. Why? Because you never know, sometimes you might need the fillers, sometimes you might not need the fillers, and sometimes you might need just one or two fillers, but sometimes you might need three to four fillers. Okay, so you have to have, along with your script, the fillers also ready. Okay, you can keep a list of all the riddles or jokes or facts or mimicry, people who could do some mimicry for the audience, and then you could have them perform necessarily in the given time. Okay, so you should have this like last moment, like suddenly the you come for the program and the performers say that no, we are going to take some time before we come up with our performance. Then you should not be standing there and thinking like, okay, now what I should do, or how should I use the mean time in order to entertain the audience. So then it will be a lot of problem and you will simply panic. So it's best to always have it ready before you begin the program or before you come for the program. Okay, and one must keep in mind that fillers are very important as they bind the program and maintain its continuity. So very, very important. No matter what program it is, you can always have a filler to entertain the audience, to keep them on their seats, and not that they just after a performance they get up and move away and go for a drink, or go to the washroom, or just loiter around in the premises. So that should not happen when, and it will not happen if you have a suitable filler which will keep the audience in their seats for the given time. Okay, so I hope you have understood how the entire comparing goes like. So the ideal format for writing a comparing script is as follows. Like you start with the introduction, then you have the lighting of the lamp, then felicitation, welcome song, introductory note, then you have various events like dance, drama, etc. And then you have vote of thanks. Okay. Of course, this can change depending on what kind of program you're comparing for. Okay, this is a sample question that you might come across in your papers when you get this as your writing skill. So they will give you what is the event that you have to write the script for, the comparing script, and they will also give you some points based on which you can write your script. Okay, Now, in your textbook, you have a sample comparing script given to you. It's very much in detail. Okay, they have explained, they have written all the things that you need to say in your comparing script. Okay, so please go through that and get an idea of how you are going to write your comparing script. Okay, and then solve the brainstorming section in that. Question A1 can be done in your textbook itself, and question A2, that is, imagine that you are a compare of a prize distribution ceremony of your college and write a script of the same. So you will take help of these 6 points, okay, and develop a comparing script and write it in your English notebook. Okay, I'm sure you will be able to do that. If you have any further problems or doubts, you can always message me and I will always be happy to help you. And also you can refer to the same video and go through how you are going to write your comparing script and take help of the same to write it in your notebook. Okay, so I hope you've understood. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Take care.